Hey people, today I'm going to read from my book, Data Queen. It is a book that I wrote for DMP students and it focuses on statistical analysis for your DMP projects. All right, so Chapter 4, Proposal Methodology, the Big Compromise. So the proposal phase of your manuscript is the most important milestone of the entire project. The planning stage of the project defines the research questions, statistical method, sample size calculation, unit of measure for data collection, the outcome measures, and any other supporting parameters. As the author works with clients, it is evident that the students face reoccurring struggles. There are situations where we carefully plan our proposal methodology and yet life throws us a curveball. As things occur during the project, one must adjust and come with feasible solutions that do not impede the process. Here are a few scenarios and possible solutions. So I'm only going to read one scenario. Okay, my site will not let me conduct the project. So it is upsetting when a hospital decides to delay the progress on a student's project. As a former statistician and an IRB reviewer in a hospital setting, the author understands why projects are delayed by scientific committees. There are several reasons for it. Sometimes the resistance has to do with personnel at the site who do not understand the DMP process. You may come across a situation where there is a personality clash. Sometimes personality conflicts can be mitigated with the intervention of decision makers. Other times, it may be that your project lacks specific detail. Hospitals can be strict about who is qualified to conduct their work on site. Other reasons for a slow approval decision can be related to factors that have nothing to do with the project's proposal. Maybe it is expected that you only use hospital resources. One should do critical thinking about the issue. You work in a hospital where all data reporting must be monitored within that site. Your work will be published for the literary community. The site may have structures in place that ensure that the data is adequately reported in the project. So pushback should be expected from the site. You are triggering some form of hospital protocol by the scientific committee, which meets on a schedule. In other situations, students experience delays in their proposal acceptance after hiring an independent contractor. Outside contractors are scrutinized by sites that have personnel who perform similar job functions. Okay, one must accept three things. Number one, your educational journey is important. Number two, the data must be worth the fight. And number three, where the project is conducted is your choice. There may be other sites which are more amenable to your ideas. The downside to sticking it out may result in an incomplete project or delays in your graduation. Or you may choose to abide by the preferences of that hospital. At the end of the day, the choice rests in your hands, okay? So basically what I was trying to say is that, I'm sorry, my finger just went across the screen. I'm not doing this video again. So basically what I was trying to say is that, there's statistics and then there's other things, right, that are going on. Politics, you want to call it politics. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe you have a difficult manager who's impeding things. I don't know. I've heard some things. I haven't seen anything, but I have seen. I have seen because I used to work at a hospital as a statistician. And I would safely say this. You have to weigh the pros and cons of whatever you decide to do. If you decide to conduct your project there, know that they may not give you, they may censor what they give you in terms of the data. They may approve or censor whatever is handed to you. I would find out what exactly are they willing to give you. I'd find that out. Find that out up front, what they're willing to give you. If they're not going to give you the rates of things for the pre-phase, you might decide to do another type of project where you work with what they can give you. Because at the end of the day, getting your degree is important. It's not about, having a protest. You know what I mean? You want to get out of there, right? The other side of that is, so I already explained one side, right? One side is that you may choose to do whatever you're doing there. The other side of that is, if your research project is not aligned with what is readily available, you may decide to use another site that has the information to answer the research question. You might decide to do that. Choice is up to you. I know from experience, and this is the last thing I'll mention about this, some places prefer you to use their statistician, their contractors, who they have a relationship, a long-term relationship with. And that's just facts. And you have to decide, are you going to do that? Are you going to get your own person? That's entirely your call. And so that's all I'm going to say about it. So, do I have anything else to say about this topic? Yes, I do. There are scenarios where you may meet resistance. You may be conducting a project. You may discover, I had one poor student that she didn't find out until the very end that the protocol wasn't being followed. So then, when the protocol is not followed, when you have an intervention and it's not implemented, then your outcome measure is faulty, right? Because your outcome is just an outcome. It doesn't represent an intervention was present, right? So it's just things to think about. If you're going to conduct something, make sure that you are monitoring it. I don't know if you want to have an audit in place, like a chart review, to ensure that people are adhering to the protocol that you've set through your DNP project. I don't know. So this is just a few words this morning on proposal methodology and the big compromise. Have a nice day.